Star Trek Online, which has really been in development for God knows how long. It jumped from Perpetual, who really did absolutely nothing with it. And then went over to Cryptic, a veteran of massively multiplayer genre, and now we finally have our Star Trek MMORPG.
But do we?
But do we?
Yeah.
I mean, it is really different from your standard MMO.
It's got a lot of aspects of a single-player game. I mean, I'm coming off of playing Mass Effect 2 right now, that you're just kind of moving around the galaxy, and the interaction between other players isn't even necessary, really.
Well, what's interesting is that it really focuses on space combat, which is something that you don't really see in other MMOs.
Yeah.
EVE has space combat, but you don't really directly control your ship. It's much more based on economy and that sort of thing. So Star Trek Online is kind of a one-of-a-kind, where you get to fly around, control your ship directly, shoot phasers, shoot photon torpedoes, blow up the enemy. It's great fun.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Definitely the most polished part of the game.
But I've played a fair amount of Star Trek combat games already, and I can just go back to those and to have the same experience. Like, granted, I do like the combat is good.
Yeah.
But I mean, after playing, you know, Bridge Commander, the lackluster Star Trek Legacy from a couple years ago, all of them had good combat. You know, and the combat is generally the same that has appeared in these older games that are now here.
I'm a little disappointed in the environments in the game. I know that you can go to the Earth space dock, and you know, you can go to different planets and all that stuff, but you just don't feel like it's a world. You're just in like a hallway, and the only thing you can do is just, it's basically just a big room where you just talk to people and then beam back up to your ship.
There's no interaction with the crew. Like, yes, you can assign them names, you can customize but there's no personality. I mean, part of Star Trek is, it's not just the ship.
No,
yeah, it's about the crew and how they interact with one another.
I totally know where you're coming from, but if you take a moment to consider the design challenges in this is an MMO where you have these people you're supposed to be working together, right? So a lot of Trekkies are asking stuff like, how come there's not more negotiation, exploration? How come I'm not getting to know my crew very well? Cryptic is focused 100% on creating a experience that is fun with a group. So you go down on a planet and it's like, well, how can I negotiate with a friend? How do I get to know my bridge crew with a friend? How do I make decisions that affect the world without combat, but to have them be different from my friend? But at the same time, it's obvious that Cryptic's vision for the game is that of a space combat game, and they'll continue to expand upon that. I'm sure they'll add more races, more environments, maybe they'll upgrade the crafting, but in the end, I think their core vision is you fly around in your starship, you fight other players in Klingon space. Right now, the player versus player combat is very simple. You get into a queue and you wait to fight the Klingons, and the Klingons at the moment don't have hardly any content. So it's like in World of Warcraft selecting the Horde and saying, oh, well, there are no actual quest lines for me to do. It feels really unfinished right now. It's obvious that Cryptic was really rushing through to get this done. And it kind of shows in the technical difficulties and the glitches.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I definitely feel like it's an MMO with an expiration date at this point.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's got so much potential.
Yeah, I'd say so too. There's a framework for a great MMO here. It's just, will Cryptic fill it out?